Imagine this is you, and you made a video. Most likely your thumbnails are getting low click-through rates, and that's why they're getting low views. But today I'm gonna show you how to have high click-through rates in your thumbnails that you could get more views. So basically I'm gonna show you how to make your thumbnails look from this to this, and it's actually really easy. So today we're gonna try to fix this thumbnail that I did that got 2.1 click-through rate. Okay, so today everything we're gonna be doing is gonna be completely free, and you won't need a lot of knowledge how to use Blender or other apps. Everything is going to be really easy and it's going to be free. Okay, first of all, you got to go to the internet and write photop.com and find this website. Then go to File, New, find YouTube thumbnail, click background color to black and press create. Okay, now we have a background. Okay, now what we're going to do is go to the Google Drive I linked. There is this guy called Hippo Clashers that made a lot of assets that you will probably need for making any thumbnails. And he already has some custom backgrounds, custom cosmetics that you don't need to use Blender for. So what I recommend you do is go to backgrounds. There are already some backgrounds you could use, but I'm gonna personally use background builder and pick up any assets you feel you need. For example, I'm gonna pick this grass right here, and then I'm gonna go to the internet and write Fortnite sky, and I'm just gonna choose this image right here. Basically, the first part is just picking what assets do you need for the background, and these are the ones I picked. Okay, let's start. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just drag out the grass, and as you can see, you can't really see it. That's because the background layer is blocking it. So you just gotta move the background layer back, and you can see the grass. Obviously, it looks pretty bad right now, but we're gonna make it look a little bit better later. Now I'm gonna just paste in the sky. We'll need probably one tree. Okay, I'll be honest, everything looks pretty messy right now, especially the sky and the grass don't come together too much. I want you to click on the sky, then on the bottom left corner where you see these two colors, click on the top one, then find this eyedropper tool, click on the sky to extract its color, press OK, and now go to brush. Make it slightly bigger, I like 100 and more. Then press on blend modes and you want to find color burn. Now press on the sky and press OK. And all you want to do now is just paint all over it. As you can see, it definitely looks way better right now. Okay, I'm not gonna paint over the grass, but what I'm gonna do is just click on the grass layer, go to find, then write smart sharpen, and I'm gonna put the radius to max and the amount, I think 100 seems okay. Then I'm gonna go back to the grass layer. I'm gonna write hue and saturation, and I'm gonna make the saturation a bit bigger and the lightness a bit less. And you can play with the settings if you want to. I'm also gonna change the hue and saturation on the tree. So it needs to be a little bit more saturated, and I'm gonna keep the lightness the same. Okay, so we're almost done with the background, but we only need one thing. And I'll be honest with you, I can't truly pronounce it, but this basically makes everything a little bit darker, and it makes the text, the images, and the skin pop out more. Okay, so we're done with the background, so the next thing we need is a skin. So what I recommend to do is just go back to the Google Drive and go to cosmetics right here. Go to 3D renders, others, and here you can choose any skin you want to use. I already chosen mine, and I also chose an image I'm going to use for this. Okay, so we're just going to drag the skin right here and make sure you put the skin in the corner. Me personally, I like to put it in the left corner because I think it looks better. Okay, then I'm gonna put the image, and now we're gonna just put in the text. So go to this T icon right here. Then on fonts, make sure it says Distant Galaxy. You can just find it if you want to, and put the font as big as you want. And I'm just gonna write fix it now. Okay, so most of you will agree this looks pretty terrible right now, but we can fix it. First of all, we're gonna work with the text. So as you can see, you can't really see it. Also, if you want to change the size of everything, make sure you have this icon ticked. It really helps move and make stuff bigger. Okay, so first of all, we're gonna make this way bigger. Now I'm just gonna mark fix it, and I'm gonna go to color right here, and I'm gonna put it to red. And now I'm gonna mark it and make it to yellow. Okay, this is a little bit better, but it's still trash. So what I gotta do is double click on the text, right here, and you're gonna get this menu. What we're gonna do is make sure we put stroke, and I'm personally gonna put the size to 12. Then we're gonna go to drop shadow. I'm gonna put the size to a little bit higher, and I'm gonna put the opacity a bit higher too. And I'm gonna change the angle because I think the sun comes from this, so I'm just gonna change it. And I'm gonna go on outer glow, make sure this is white, and put the size to way higher and the opacity to a little bit higher as well. Okay, finally, the text seems readable. So we're pretty much going to do the same thing to the skin and to the image. So we're going to go to the skin, we're going to go to drop shadow, and outer glow. Obviously, you will need to play around with the size and the opacity, but I think this looks pretty good. And also what I think we should do is change the hue and saturation of the skin. So we're gonna just make sure the saturation is a bit up because it makes the skin pop and viewers usually love that. And now we're gonna do the same thing for the image. So gonna drop shadow, we're gonna put outer glow, and I think this looks pretty good. But I think it's still missing something. Okay, I'm pretty sure you can't really find this in the Google Drive pack, but I have a few arrows, so I'm gonna just use them for this thumbnail. I'm pretty sure you can find them on the internet. I really can't remember where I found them, but I know I found them a while ago. So I'm just gonna put an arrow right here, and that's it. Yeah, now this is a little bit better. This is the finished product, and I think it looks pretty good. So what you gotta do now is go to File, Export As, and personally I'm gonna export it as PNG. Press Save. Okay, not a lot of people will reach this part of the video, so I want you to reward with the formula that will help you make better Fortnite thumbnails. Okay, basically every single thumbnail you do, you need to make a background. The background needs to have a sky and some grass. And the reason why we make these types of thumbnails because they're the most clickable. If you just screenshot the background of Fortnite, you won't get that many views compared to this thumbnail type. Then every single Fortnite thumbnail needs to either have a person or a skin. It's based on psychology and you'll get way more click-through rates if you have a skin compared to just text. Then you obviously need to have an image or something interesting. For example, FNCS logo or Ping logo. And then every single thumbnail needs to have text because no one really reads the titles. And the text is the tricky part because you need to make sure it stands out. These are the colors that stand out most. So red, yellow, and white. Sometimes green stands out, but it's rarely the case. Then if you want to make sure that your thumbnail is very clickable, you want to make sure that you have outer glow everywhere. And it makes your thumbnails look way more professional. And obviously you need some drop shadow to make it look a bit more realistic. Okay, and now you can change the thumbnail if you want to. And bam, I think this looks way better. YouTube recommends that you would watch the next video, so make sure to click like on this video and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye bye.